This is Lance Archer, the American Psycho.
This is Brian Thompson, the voice of TCW Wrestling.
This is the original hardcore wrestling and freak of ECW, the one and only Axel Rodney. Yes, this is the Shockmaster, and you're listening to Hardcore Wrestling Radio.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Hardcore Wrestling Radio, right here on Daily Motion. I'm your hardcore host, Rick Head, and of course, I got the whole crew here with me. First, he's the son of a bitch, Andy. Andy, how are we doing tonight?
I'm doing fine, thank you very much.
And of course, we got the classic wrestling manager. He's Joseph Knight. Joe, what's up?
Nothing much. Thanks for having me here.
And of course, we also have the incomparable Lance Moss. Lance, how are we doing?
Well, I got to start off in the incomparable one. For the
And we have the one half of the iVlog tag team. He's Bay Area MVP, known as Will. Will, where's your other half tonight? Actually, I don't think we have any of the half of the iVlog tag team.
He's been kidnapped.
Yeah, I think James came in and stole him where we're off air. Well, let's move along then, guys. Let's talk about what's been going on over the past couple of days. We were over at WGS-TV, and we were talking about what's going on with the WWE losing quite a bit of money, and how this has really been affecting the wrestling industry. Vince losing over almost a quarter of his income, and then also some investment stepping in, telling Vince that he really needs to come in, shape up, or make changes, or they're going to ship out. Joe, you really wanted something to say, so go ahead, step in and.
Well, what fans should realize is that this situation affects all professional wrestling. It sounds kind of a drastic comment to make, but let's first look at it. Who is the only biggest wrestling company in the world today? The world-renowned company. That is the WWE. While I don't think Vince will ever close down, but this is taking a beating. It's just basically him losing the money is beating the wrestling profession.
Now, how is... Let me get you into. Now you're saying even though he's not going to close down, it's affecting everyone around them, all the other industries. Now I don't really see how it's affecting all the other industries, because it's like, hey, look, let's say if the indie companies, if they kind of take a beating, it doesn't affect the WWE. If TNA takes a beating, which they take a beating almost every day since pretty much for the past 4 or 5 years, WWE's never affected. So why should the biggest one all of a sudden take a beating, and all of a sudden it's affecting everyone around them? I don't get that.
Reason being is fans look at the WWE as the god of professional wrestling. They are the main typical. If anything happens in this sport, they don't talk about TNA. They don't talk about Ring of Honor. The media doesn't converge on the indies. They focus on the WWE. If the WWE is doing bad business and they're losing money, hell, then you're going to look at every indie company are going to be scared to really get any shows going, or they're going to be apprehensive of what they're going to do to keep their product going. Are fans still interested in professional wrestling on a grander scale? Is the media going to be interested in the wrestling? If Vince goes away, is there anybody else in this world of professional wrestling that's going to follow up through? What everybody focuses on the WWE as their main thing. The media, the magazines, the news media, everybody converges because WWE is the main topic. If they hurt, then pretty much everybody else just is forgotten. TNA, what can I say? And I'm going to say this straight. It's not the talent, it's the management. And unfortunately, they've been making mistakes for years. It's like boxing today. Who really remembers anything that happens in professional boxing? Because they don't get no more the big media coverage like they used to. They're not in Sports Illustrated. They're not in any of the other giant media presentations or outlooks. WWE, if anything happens to them, wrestling is basically not going to take a back step. It's going to take a way back step because they're not going to be in the limelight anymore. And I'm sorry, fans, TNA will never make it into that large global recognition as the WWE is today.
Well, now, okay, since we're doing hypothesis about, like, let's say, we're talking about, like, let's say if WWE for some reason went under. I don't see it, and I mean, honestly, Joe, we know that you don't see that either, but let's say if some reason they couldn't turn the ship around and they went under. And let's say you don't even think that Global Force could even do it either? You don't think that Jeff Jarrett has what it takes to bring this up to the light? That maybe somebody else might say, hey, let's look at this show.
Let's look at Jeff Jarrett's track record. He was in TNA, he was doing a decent job, and he lost control of TNA because he needed money. Regardless of anything, regardless of who's running what promotion, it all is about money, keeping the company afloat. Me as a former promoter, I can honestly tell you, if you don't have money, it doesn't matter who's running the company. God himself could not run the company if he ran out of money. Right now, let's take a step and look at at the whole world. If, God forbid, Vince McMahon says, I can't do this anymore, I'm losing money, for whatever purpose, let's hypothetically, if McMahon says, I'm closing down WWE, all right, there is no one, no independents, I'm sorry, Ring of Honor, no House of Hardcore can follow up, Global Force Wrestling or TNA can follow up to become the next number one. Why? One, finances. Two, they don't have the intelligence to go out there and hit the global media like Vince does. You don't see TNA guys make a Wish Foundation. You don't see TNA guys in any little Cub Scouts meetings or any anti-bully programs. You don't see the Ring of Honor guys going to the Emmy Awards or the Academy Awards. You don't see them plastered anywhere. No, even in the indies, everybody's in their little pond, and nobody wants to take a dive in the big ocean and take over and be the predator. Vince is basically the predator. He is the biggest shark in that ocean, and all these guys are little guppies. I don't care who you are. If you don't have the money and the intelligence to seek out big media coverage, and I mean on a global scale like Vince does, then you're nothing but a glorified little indie promotion. That's what TNA is. It's a Dollar General promotion with TV time.
Okay. Before I throw it over to the other guys, I want to ask you one other question. We're still kind of talking about the WWE, and let's get back to a little bit of facts. Now, where exactly what is going on with the WWE? Do you have any more updates about what's going on with their financial situations?
Pretty much the financial situation started with their network. They put all their eggs in one basket, and it just didn't pan out for them right away. It's going to take a long time before the network starts making money. Vince is putting millions of dollars into staffing, the marketing, the producing of the network, and that's what cost them. And plus, Vince shunning the pay-per-view companies away. You kind of really he put bullet holes in his own boat. He's just making holes in his own ship to let it sink. You do not turn away your big media, your television media and pay-per-view market, because that's what really puts in your money. That's what really makes you money. And what Vince did is he slapped the pay-per-view companies aside, saying, hey, we can do it here. You can come here and see it. That's why DirecTV and other companies are slowly pushing away. They just signed a new TV deal that the investors were not happy with. So, and losing countless amounts of money over the term, for the network and his failed movie projects, Vince is not thinking like he should be thinking. But like I told you, and Lance and many of the other, even the fans who listen to the program, why Vince is like this? Because there's no competition. When WCW was kicking Vince around, he got smart and did the Attitude Era. That's the problem with Vince today. He doesn't have a competitor to really liven him up and wake him up. Now he's just throwing money here and there and nothing. And let's not forget the 2 times his wife failed in the politics era, in the politics area, where she spent a lot of his hard-earned money. So, and then Stephanie selling her own stock. It's just little things. I think the company suffered a huge stock chunk when it dropped, all because of this situation with the network. They really have to remodel they have to do a whole remodel, look at what's going on in their layout, and redo it from scratch again. They can't shut off the network because it is making some money, but they have to really evaluate what they're going to do next. So, like I said, there's nothing that Vince is going to close down or anything, but you are going to see a lot of cuts.
Okay. Lance, over to you and some of your thoughts. What do you think's going on with it?
I kind of think it's a 3-pronged problem. The network, Linda's failed Senate campaign, and the WWE films are all killing his pocketbook.
All right. Well, Will, let me ask you, right now with the WWE, what do you think would help with the investors? What do you think the investors are really looking for to turn the things around?
Get rid of Just get rid of the WWE Network altogether, because that's what really hit close to home. I mean, I read that report, and let's be honest, that stock didn't go down for no reason, fellas. All those empty promises, it's right there. I mean, look at how much damage and money that's been lost. How they're going to rebound? Better start jacking up WWE shop prices, tickets, or something, because that was just a financial suffered blow that WWE had. So unless they do something to compromise and get back on their feet at those numbers, I don't know.
Okay. Andy, you've been hearing all this about the WWE losing their money, about this new investors coming in saying, you better change your management or we're going to ship out. Plus the WWE Network really been screwing things up with a lot of the cables, like turning away, being pissed off about, the pay-per-views, like not being on their pay-per-views. Several cable companies are no longer supporting the WWE. What do you think about all of this?
I don't understand why Vince has had to go down the internet route. He's got enough money to have his own TV network. I don't know why he's had to go down the internet route. And I think the reason why the network has fell flat on its arse is because everybody is trying to we're all in a financial problem at the moment, and we're all trying to cut corners. So gone are the days where we buy the most expensive broadband connection so we can get super fast broadband. We're getting down to the medium to cheaper ways of getting broadband. And to be perfectly honest, when I've seen people streaming it online, and I know it's illegal, but when I've seen people streaming it online, it's been pretty hit and miss just how good the quality is, depending on the person's feed from the internet. And I think that's killing the product. I've heard a lot of people moaning that they're going on and they're clicking on the best of Stone Cold Steve Austin, for example, and the video won't load. And again, that's down to an internet issue, not a WWE issue. I just don't know why he couldn't have put that content on a proper TV station where it doesn't rely on internet connection speed. I think that's his problem. In my opinion, I said it from day one, and I'll say it now. I think it's another XFL. I think it's a dead loss.
So, do you feel that they should just cut and dry and start back over and try to kiss and make up with the cable companies, or you think they should just kind of?
Unfortunately, I think they've burnt too many bridges now, and he's just going to have to ride the flow, and it'll probably be the end of Vince's big reign. I don't see him packing it all in and go grovelling back to these major